my birthday.
Rock of Ages tickets, asshole.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Jesus Christ. Were you serious?
No, I'm kidding. I kind of forgot about the Rock of
You fucking
Ages
forgot
tickets.
that I took you to a goddamn show?
And it was like 2 weeks ago. That's how bad my memory is.
Oh, Jesus.
But, Alex.
What?
WrestleMania's in the review.
God, thank God.
It was a nice tight show.
A nice tight 7.5 hours.
I did read this morning. It is officially the longest show in WWE history.
Yeah.
I thought WrestleMania was longer a few years ago, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's just because
this one didn't feel as long.
Well, it's because we didn't hate it.
That could be true.
Everything on this show was actually at least decent, I felt. I have no major qualms with the show, with the exception of the fact it was too goddamn... okay, I'm actually gonna stop myself from saying that. So, here's the thing. I don't care about the length of WrestleMania. Length of wrestling does not bother me.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, Saturday, I watched wrestling for 15 hours nonstop straight.
Yes, he did.
I barely left... the only time I left your living room was to go to the bathroom.
That's right.
And
next year he's watching it at your house.
Whose house?
I don't care.
Run's house?
What?
Whose house? Run's house.
Are you drunk?
Do you not know Run DMC?
I know of Run DMC. I don't think I ever listened to their music.
That was a Run DMC joke.
Oh.
Whose house? That was a song they did. Whose house? Run's house. I'm a better rapper than Mega Ran. I will say that.
Wow. Disrespectful to all the Mega Ran fans listening.
Does Mega Ran have a fan? He didn't have any in Madison Square Garden. That was pretty goddamn obvious. Yeah, so we'll get into that in a minute. Well, that's another show that we'll pull the curtain back, that I'm recording as soon as I'm done recording with you.
Oh, so we're not talking about...
We might a little bit, but I kind of want to...
Super Card of Honor?
I think, obviously...
You don't care about my opinions?
I do care about your opinion. God damn it. You do this every fucking time.
Because my opinion don't matter. This a maniac.
But no,
step on whomever.
Alex, I will ask you: did we have fun this year? Was this the funnest year at the McCarthy Adele Square Gardens Mania?
I'm gonna go on record and say, Mania itself, yes, but I still think the most fun year was the first year.
Should we shout out the MVP of this year?
Adam?
No.
He won the prediction contest.
He did win the prediction contest, but the MVP of watching WrestleMania this year was our good buddy, the man who counts 1, 2, 3, Mr. John G.
Yes.
I wish we could have had some camera to just catch some of the stuff that John G said, because
yes,
John G gives no fucks. John G don't fuck.
Micro analyzing from an industry perspective every match.
He literally critiqued every referee.
He did.
Well, he's one of the best in the business, so.
He is. Him, Drake, Maverick. Not Drake Maverick, fuck.
Drake Wirtz.
Drake Wirtz.
We love Drake Maverick, too. But.
We do, but not as a referee.
No.
And fucking...
And Bryce
Bryce
Remsburg. And the MVP of WrestleMania weekend
the
on
MVP
the
of indie... I'm just going to say it. The MVP of indie wrestling is fucking Bryce Remsburg.
3 people are probably taking a nap, or taking a really long nap today.
Yes.
Actually, I'll say 4. Bryce Remsburg.
Yes.
Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
Jonathan Gresham.
Yes.
And Ethan Page.
Yes.
Those guys deserve a well-deserved, really long nap.
I'm going to say it, I asked Bryce, and he actually replied to my tweet, and said he does not keep track of how many matches he refs Mania weekend. I bet he refs more matches than anybody works.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think there's any wrestler who wrestles as many matches as he refs.
Wrestlers work once a show at most.
Right.
Bryce is working 3 or 4 matches a show.
Right.
And he's doing more shows than a lot of the wrestlers do.
Right,
so
absolutely.
The only
I think every show I watched this weekend, every indie show, I feel like Bryce was reffing.
I mean, that's the way I felt too.
And you watched more than I did.
Yeah, I watched a lot. I've still got a lot to watch. There's a lot of shows. Did you see the Chaotic Wrestling at IPW UK?
No, what happened there?
Chaotic Wrestling ran a show, I want to say Friday or Saturday. Apparently drew 30 people.
Yeah.
IPW UK ran a show on Saturday afternoon and drew 15 people.
Damn.
And they had Jimmy Havoc and a couple other people on the show.
Jesus.
What
was the one? Was IPW was the one that advertised people that weren't actually on the show? Weren't
yeah,
they?
Apparently so. And there was also a rumor going around that IPW UK was canceled.
Well, that had been like it had been taken off a bunch of lists, and they kept saying on social media like, "We're not canceled. We're gonna have a show. Don't believe anybody that tells you we're canceled." And at that point, if that many of the lists that everybody is using to plan their weekend are saying that you're canceled, you'd almost be better off canceling, because if I ever get the privilege of going to WrestleMania, and I hope someday, maybe I will, but it's an if I ever get the privilege of going to WrestleMania, I'm going to look at a list from a guy like Phil Stamper or somebody like that puts together these Mania weekend cards, and that's how I'm going to schedule my events. I'm not going to go out of my way to find your promotion's show.
And especially, I feel like, in full disclosure, I am in the process of, hopefully, fingers crossed, things could change, a lot can happen in a year. I am in the preliminary process of attempting to get to Tampa next year. We had talked about Joe Lanza from the Voice of Wrestling saying that there were too many shows and that he hoped some of these shows failed. I feel like, don't hope shows fail, but WrestleMania weekend, stick to the companies that you know are credible and that you know have done this before. Stick to your WWN Live, your Evolve, your Shimmer, your they drew sellout crowds for Shimmer, DDT, and actually drew really well for Evolve. It was the lead into DDT, and the WWN Super Show that was the post Shimmer show that that was the closest event to Barclays before NXT. So they were actually smart by actually having their show close to Barclay and they actually only did 2 days, finished up essentially Saturday afternoon. I gotta think after this year, a lot of people said the Collective, they didn't know if it was gonna go off. The Collective was amazing.
Yeah. Not
a single stream issue. Crowds were great. I think it is 100% that we will see the Collective back next year. Game Changer Wrestling really showed out this weekend.
Absolutely.
They put on 4 amazing shows, 3 of which are going to be in my top 5 for the weekend. Bloodsport this year and last year's Bloodsport show was great, but you could tell last year they didn't quite know what it was supposed to be. This year they had a very clear idea of what it was supposed to be, and the show was much, much, much better than last year, including an amazing, incredible main event of Josh Barnett versus Minoru Suzuki. Both Joey Janela's Spring Break shows were awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Alex watched the back of his eyelids for part of one.
Which one?
The clusterfuck.
I watched that.
You were watching the back of your eyelids for part of it.
I was waking up every couple of minutes. It was so weird because I felt like I was waking up every time somebody new came out. And I'd be like, "Oh, who's coming out?"
Alex was getting a little exhausted. I fortunately had slept in.
I'd been up since 5:30.
Yeah, and
spent all morning teaching.
Yeah,
not teaching, but
I was smart.
Showcase.
I was smart and slept in until 9 o'clock.
Well, I had to fucking work, Regal.
You had
some of us have to pay the goddamn bills.
I had to get up before you this morning to go to work. So.
What time did you have to be to work this morning?
7.
I got to work at 8.
Yeah. Thank God for coffee, and thank God I actually slept yesterday, so I'm not feeling too bad on the low sleep from last night.
Yeah.
But Game Changer Wrestling, both Joey Janela shows great. And then Game Changer Wrestling, I tweeted about this. They stepped up a really bad scenario with Nova Pro Wrestling. Unfortunately,
I hope that fucking show becomes a tradition.
Unfortunately, having to go out of business and left a huge hole in the collective lineup. Game Changer stepped up, hooked up with, kind of like what they did with Joey Janela, they hooked up with Orange Cassidy and did a show essentially taking something that was very bad and very dark and this thing and turned it into a show that was, not like going to be the craziness and the violence of Joey Janela, but in the same spirit of Joey Janela, only, and not necessarily PG, but a little more lighthearted, a little more fun. The Orange Cassidy is doing something or whatever with the best with the best hashtag of the weekend. OC, what's a hashtag? Because Orange Cassidy doesn't know what a hashtag is because he's Orange Cassidy.
He has Twitter.
Well, he does have Twitter, but
I wouldn't say he's very good at Twitter. That's David Starr.
That's David Starr.
But
Orange Cassidy, like I said, one of the stars of the damn weekend.
Yes.
But no, these guys really stepped up, did 4 amazing shows as part of the collective. And the companies that ran as part of the collective.
I forgot about Bloodsport. Sorry, go ahead.
As the other companies, obviously, Game Changer was the primary force behind the collective. The shows that they partnered with. I have not watched AIW, but I've heard nothing but rave reviews.
It was like a deathmatch show almost.
No,
wasn't it?
It was AIW. They did they had a lot of their actual AIW talent that is basically AIW guys on that show. They didn't do a super show. They gave you the authentic AIW experience, which I think was important. Black Label Pro, I felt, put on a great show and gave you the authentic experience of what you see from Black Label Pro, which is, again, a lot like AIW, where you get a mix of up-and-coming indie guys with some established indie vets, and then you get, they brought in Manny Fernandez and Tank versus Sad Comp, and Manny and Tank, two older,
who you calling old?
I know Tank, I can say that. Tank and Manny, obviously Manny's been around since the 60s. 2 old dudes who basically got in the ring and beat the crud out of a couple of young kids in Sad Comp. Kobe Durst and Ethan Page fed off their feud. But, if you follow Black Label Pro, this looked like a Black Label Pro show. Chikara came in, and a lot of people tend to bag on Chikara. Chikara came in and did a show that was great for this setting because you could enjoy it as great wrestling, but also had a lot of story elements that Chikara does. Chikara, I thought at one point I had Chikara ranked as the number 2 show of the weekend, but then Game Changer had to run 3 more shows. I thought the Independent Wrestling.tv family reunion was a great way to kick off the weekend, showcasing a lot of different companies on one show. I really enjoyed the collective. I have no doubt the collective is going to be back, and I'm hoping that I will be there for a lot of shows. That if the collective is back, I guarantee you, if I make it to Tampa next year, that's probably where I'm spending a lot of my time.
Yeah.
No offense to WWN, who drew well and did great shows, or New Japan, but and obviously, we'll get into that one in a minute, but. I definitely got a shout out. Collective, great job. Like I said, but there were still way too many shows. Even there were shows on Wednesday. There were shows.
Oh, we watched Uncharted Territory.
Well, thing is, that wasn't in New York though.
Right.
That was in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, I know, but it was still a good show.
Great show.
We haven't talked to the people since we watched it.
Yeah, great show. Great start for this. Independent Wrestling.tv and Beyond Wrestling, Uncharted Territory. A weekly Wednesday night 2-hour independent wrestling show. A really fun show. They're going to do it at the same venue. It's going to be, I think they said 16 weeks it's scheduled for right now.
I believe 18.
18 weeks. Great show, and I believe, and I am a huge, obviously, we're both huge fans of the Beyond product.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Beyond. I think, do we want to talk about Denver, Colorado?
I like Denver, Colorado.
I don't dislike Denver, Colorado.
I don't get
Everybody was raving about, and I think it was during the Orange Cassidy show that he was getting hell, wasn't it?
The Orange Cassidy show, or was it?
I think it had to have been.
I think it was the first spring break show. A lot of people. There were a lot of people also that didn't like our friend Sarah Joy Shockey.
Really?
And I thought the team of Denver, Colorado, and Sarah Joy Shockey on the Orange Cassidy show was hilarious.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Keep in mind, Sarah's a stand-up comic. So who do you want to call? Who do you want to call a comedy show?
Stand-up comic.
You have a stand-up comic. The best. My favorite commentator of the week was the guy in The Greatest Clusterfuck.
Ron Funches.
My boy Ron Funches. No, I thought Denver was great, and I don't. Should we put? Denver's a pseudonym. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is. People are indie wrestling fans are gonna bitch about something.
Right.
I did my. Let's face it. I did my fair share of bitching on Twitter over the course of 3 days. Primarily on Saturday night, but
yeah. But that's another podcast.
I mean, we could.
Nobody cares what Alex thinks about New Japan.
What do you think of New Japan, Alex?
It was okay.
That's why I don't like.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, fucking asshole. No. But we talked about the collective. I think that's we're not going to do the thing where Regal reads results. So
thank you.
If you want to read results, go to you can go to cagematch.net.
Cagematch.net, CBS Sports, any of our sponsors from last week's episode.
WrestlingData.com.
WrestlingData.com.
But
Blue Chew. Oh, sorry,
dude. Can we get sponsored by Blue Chew?
I know you want some.
What the fuck am I gonna do with a Blue Chew? Let's be honest.
I don't know. You talk about it a lot.
What the fuck am I gonna do with a dick pill?
I don't know. Maybe it'll cure your addiction. That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that joke made no sense and it was terrible. We are
Such a hater.
We are all now stupider for having heard it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I don't know what that was a reference.
That was a reference to Billy Madison.
All right, well, shut up.
Since you don't watch movies, you didn't get it.
Shut up and talk.
But Alex, obviously, WrestleMania was the thing yesterday. Was the biggest thing.
You don't want to talk about NXT Takeover?
Well, I think we're talking about WrestleMania first.
Why? Why do you always do this?
What?
You always go in fucking random ass order.
Okay.
It's like you put them all.
Okay.
You take all the shows, you put them in a bowl, you add some salt, you add a little paprika, you get your wooden spoon, you start stirring that shit up. Stir it up, put a little more paprika, stir it up, put a little more salt, stir it up.
Are you done?
Add a little oregano, and then, we're going to talk about of the 10 shows, we're going to talk about number 7, and then number 2, and then number 3, and then number 9.
I'm sorry that I try to go where the conversation just takes me. I don't like to write a format.
I like to fucking talk about things logically.
Okay.
In a progression.
Well, okay, so let's talk about NXT. Let's do it the McCarthy way.
Yeah, we're gonna do it the McCarthy way.
I like the Conway.
God damn it.
No, nobody wants to hear you sing that.
Oh, just look at me. Oh, just look at me.
You're the only person in the world that likes that theme music.
Ain't I a sight to see?
Rob Conway was terrible and his music was bad.
The whole world wants to look like me.
And
but they don't.
And Rob Conway was not on any WrestleMania weekend show, so there's no reason to talk about
look at me. You know who was on WrestleMania weekend?
Who?
Dun 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 dun.
Okay, so here's the thing, folks. We all know that Alex McCarthy loves Walter.
I do love Walter and Pete Dunne. They had a great match.
I love Walter and Pete Dunne. Again, we're not going in order. We shouldn't do this. But I'm going to tell the story first. Alex, after the match, Friday night, the entire fucking day Saturday.
I had it stuck in my head. I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Literally, I would just be sitting here watching wrestling, then all of a sudden I hear dun 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 dun.
It's a catchy song.
Dun, 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 dun,
it's a catchy song, Regal.
And it just got to a point where I finally just turned and looked at the side of his head and he goes, "What?" I'm like, "Please stop." It's like, "What? Stop doing what?" the fucking humming the fucking Walter music all fucking day long.
Okay, you don't believe me that I wasn't. Out of the entire weekend, I might have done it on purpose twice. I swear, out of like the 15 times that I did it, most of them were unintentional.
Although, Alex, I'm gonna redeem you here.
What?
I now understand. I spent 8 hours at work today walking around singing one song.
What?
Word life. This is basic
thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. I literally spent
all day long.
Feel me.
I literally was walking around all day work singing that song. But no, NXT Takeover.
Young man, can you tell me where the batteries are? Whether fighting or spitting, my discipline is unforgiving. Got you backing up in a defensive position. Or ass kicking.
Yes, that's exactly how my conversations went. NXT Takeover, I voted this the number one show of the weekend by far.
Hell yeah.
Pretty much everything on this show was 4 stars.
Yeah, at least.
At least 4 stars.
The Grapple app, who should sponsor us.
Yeah.
We rated all of our. I did not rate WrestleMania or.
I actually went back and rated Mania this morning.
New Japan, did you?
I forgot. Yeah, I did rate New Japan. I'm actually gonna pull up Grapple to kind of just give people an idea of how good. If you have not seen NXT Takeover,
so good.
First off, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So good, so good.
Yeah. But I mean. We talked about, and we obviously previewed this last week, so I think we kind of go back to that. War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe versus Aleister Black and Ricochet.
So good.
First off, the best difference of, not the second best difference of TakeOver went to the War Raiders.
Yes.
Love the Viking crew with the drums. I've said this. The way they booked the War Raiders, essentially having them do primarily squash matches on TV, I think has been a little unkind to them. Because as you've seen in
you got to protect them.
They're being protected. In every TakeOver match they've had, they absolutely kill it. And they're in there with 2 guys that are amazing. Aleister Black, and then a guy who honestly may be the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world at this point. I honestly think Ricochet may be the best wrestler in the world.
That's interesting. I don't agree, but go ahead.
Ricochet can do things that nobody else can. The only person who can do some of
in terms of spectacle, I absolutely agree with you.
The only person who came close was Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay's had to change his style a little bit. So Will doesn't do nearly the stuff that he used to do. So Ricochet literally is the only person that I think can do what he does. Ricochet literally, I mean, they call Pac the man that gravity forgot. I think that title should be bequeathed to Ricochet, honestly. I mean, the one and only nickname is for a reason. Because he is the only person who can do the stuff that he does. And, I mean, this match, this was the way you open a show. It was 1,000 miles an hour. It was a car crash.
Yep.
You say you don't get to talk enough on the show, and I don't want to talk too much.
It was a great match. It was excellent tag team match. I think it was my highest rated match of the show.
Really? Well, it wasn't for me, but... I gave this 4.5 Grapple users 4.34. So, right there. Then we had Matt Riddle, Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream is the best. This dude, it's literally become every TakeOver, what is Velveteen Dream going to do?
Right. Yeah.
It's what's he going to have? What's his entrance going to be? Is he going to have some inside joke on his gear?
Yep.
Is he looking for his friend Vince who lost his phone still? We never did find out if Vince found his phone.
I don't know.
But obviously taking on the Bro.
No, he doesn't come out to that anymore.
I will say I do not like his NXT entrance music.
It's grown on me.
I don't think it fits him at all. And maybe it's just because I love the Regulate music, but I just can't get used to it. This match was great.
Yep. Got a 3.99.
This is my second. The sad thing is, well, not the sad thing. To tell you how great this show is, at 3.99, this is the second lowest rated match of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially 4 stars. Okay, let's round up. It's 9.9. Yeah. 4 stars is the second highest rated match of an entire show. I think that's great. I enjoyed the way this match finished. I thought they started a little slow, but they definitely picked up. And then I really, really feel like going with the flash pin, basically, essentially a version of the Bret Hart roll up out of a submission hold pin, was a great way to have Velveteen Dream retain the belt and to protect Matt Riddle. Obviously, both these guys are going to stick around. I was worried that Riddle was going to go over and Velveteen Dream was going to get a call-up. I've said before, I really, really worry about a Velveteen Dream call-up because I'm so worried they're going to call him up without a firm idea of what he's going to do, and then he becomes Tyler Breeze or EC3. I pray to God that doesn't happen because I think this kid obviously has the potential to be a main event guy on the main roster. And obviously I think Matt Riddle, I got to think that he's going to be in NXT for a while longer. NXT needs to sell tickets to their live shows. So you've got to keep, everybody's like, who's going to get called up? And we're recording on Monday before Raw. Who's going to get called up? Who's going to be the next guy? I said, I don't see a definite call up here. There's a few people that might. But I feel like, can we maybe find stuff to do for people that we called up before, like EC3? But I feel like these two guys just are a future in NXT for a while, and both have potential to be future main eventers. So, then up next, Alex
Regal. Bum 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 bum.
That's exciting.
Bum 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 bum.
Are you done?
Bum bum bum.
Tell us
Bum.
Tell us about your 2 favorite wrestlers.
Walter and Pete Dunne had an incredibly physical match. Joint manipulation. It was excellent. It was everything I thought it would be. And we have a new NXT UK champion. And his name is Walter. Incredible match. Just everything you'd want it to be.
I disagreed with the Grapple app a little bit on this one. They gave this 4.2. I had this at 4 3/4.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this. I loved Walter just basically. These two guys obviously hit hard. They looked like they were in a they looked like they were in a fight.
Yep.
Pete Dunne, obviously Pete Dunne does the joint manipulation stuff, the stuff that he does, just so cool. After that reign, Alex, is there any chance Pete Dunne shows up in the next 2 days?
Yeah, I think so. I don't definitely in the next 3 days. I'll say that. Well, okay, NXT UK is on Wednesday too, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think he moves to a different brand.
I
think I don't know if it's going to be a lateral. Okay, here's my question. And honestly, looking at the NXT UK brand, they're definitely in 5th place out of the 5 brands. So really, any brand movement for Pete would be perceived as a promotion.
Do you
or I'll ask you, do you look at 205 as a lateral move?
I do think it's a slight step up. It's not a complete step up. You're not going to Raw or SmackDown, but I think you're gonna see some new blood on if there's any place it's probably going to be 205 Live. I think you're gonna see some new blood on 205 Live, and I think that there may be a hole on 205 Live going forward. So
you think somebody else is moving?
Yes. So I definitely think Pete, because I don't see, unless they want to build to a rematch, That's the only, but I really like, you had a 600-day reign. Where do you go from here? Because if he wins the title back and then drops it 2 months later to somebody else, it really tarnishes that title reign to me. I would move Pete Dunne to NXT. I would move him to 205. I'd move him to Raw SmackDown. I would move him someplace else. You could maybe build, or you could, unless you, the only way you build to a rematch is if you're gonna have Walter go over again. One more
think?
time.
Yeah.
And maybe in a submission match, or I would love an Iron Man match between these two, but
What do you think they would do in a cage?
I
Can
don't
you imagine putting a cage in one of those cool UK venues?
That would be cool. I don't think their style works in a cage though. I think that
you can imagine Pete doing the joint manipulation in the chain link of the
that would be pretty.
cage.
Well, we've seen that at War Games.
Yeah.
That is pretty damn cool. Up next, the match that, again, not to say it's bad, but the lowest rated match of the night at a 3.64. The women's four-way: Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Shayna Baszler.
Kind of surprising.
Shayna picked up the win. That did surprise me. I will say I've seen a lot of people online making some speculation.
Oh, that Io and
I think Io and Kyrie are going to stay down because I think they're going to bring the NXT women's belts to them.
you think
I've seen people speculating Bianca Belair.
getting called up?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to handle her on the main roster, though.
I also don't think she's ready.
You don't?
No. I don't think she's ready for the main roster yet. There's potential there.
There's unlimited potential there.
And one of the things with Bianca Belair that people need to remember is she literally went from not being a professional wrestler to being in the first Mae Young Classic in like 4 months. She'd been in, I think, maybe 6 months at that point. So
to me, that's just like she's a natural then.
She is
incredible.
a natural athlete. She has a natural charisma about her, but she is still less than 2 years in the business. I really worry if you call Bianca Belair up, and again, if you don't have something firm for her, I think it might hurt her progression. And
I worry about, and this is the thing that what Margaret loves about her is that she's such an authentic African American woman with her character, and I worry that could get lost. And I could see the main roster trying to kind of, I don't know if whitewash her is the right word. I don't think whitewash is the right word, but they're trying
tone her down.
Tone her down, yeah.
Make her more mass. We give her more mass appeal. And it has nothing to do with a race thing. It's I listened to a podcast and they basically were talking about Sasha Banks, and they said part of the problem with Sasha Banks is she's doing this boss character. They never once explained on the main roster why she's the boss, and to a certain extent, I think that gap has narrowed tremendously. But you still have to go into the main roster to me on a certain level. Not every fan is watching NXT.
Yeah.
I don't know why at this point, but there are fans that don't watch NXT.
I mean, I know I have like students and they only watch Raw.
Yeah, and
and I'm sure there are a lot of family. Like I have a cousin who watches wrestling and he watches Raw and whatever he can find on YouTube.
You know what I've actually found out?
What's that?
There are a lot more people that are becoming what I call takeover only.
For NXT?
Yeah. They watch TakeOver because they know it's going to be a great show, but they don't follow the week to week.
I'm kind of not intentionally, but I just don't have time.
We're generally about 8 o'clock every Wednesday night. I'm watching NXT, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Again, not everybody watches. Most people don't watch as much wrestling.
Most people don't watch as much wrestling as Regal does.
What did I say I was at?
40.3.
40.5.
40.5.
Yeah, 40 and a half hours of wrestling that I watched from Wednesday to Sunday.
Incredible.
And I still have about 10 to 12 hours of VODs to go.
God.
I got screamed at by Thomas Montgomery today.
Why?
Because I haven't watched DDT Pro. Thomas is like, I guarantee you DDT is better than any show that you've watched, and you need to watch the show immediately.
Does he not like NXT?
No, Thomas is a DDT stan, let's face it.
Yeah.
Do we really want to talk about stan people at this point?
He's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all.
I'm Matt.
Only
Never mind.
raindrops on my window. And I can't
Alex.
What?
Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole.
A very, very, very good match.
The Grapple app, with 383 people giving a rating, has us at 4.59.
I'd say that's about right. I know you thought it was a 5-star match.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I didn't think it was a 5-star match. I thought the first fall was kind of long. I thought the first fall drug a little. I thought the second and third falls were incredible. I thought the finish was incredible. I thought, but I like if we were rating each fall, I think the third fall was probably 5 stars. But when you view all 3 falls together, I think it's about 4.5. I think is an accurate rating.
I feel even differently. I think this is the first American match that can break the 5-star scale.
Right, but on the Grapple app, you can't break the 5-star scale.
I think this match is the...
Jesus Christ, how many stars would this match get in the Tokyo Dome? 12 stars.
No, I think this was an absolute 5-star match. Your wife was literally laughing at us at one point because I was emoting that hard. With everything that happened. Every near fall, every biting on every near fall, and I always say this and I've watched wrestling now for over 30 years. The true testament to me of a great match is I'm not looking at my phone.
Yep.
I'm not talking to the other people in the room.
Wrestlers, if you can get Regal to shut up, y'all know how to do some pro wrestling, because this motherfucker doesn't shut up for nothing.
Oh, fuck you. But no, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not talking about other things. I am looking at a screen and emoting with everything that is going on. And this match did that in spades. I give it 5 stars. I loved it. I mean, Johnny Gargano, the story they've told is absolutely amazing. Obviously, a little bit gets taken off because you didn't have him beat Tommaso, unfortunately.
A little bit, yeah.
But I feel like there's still the story there of him finally overcoming. I thought Adam Cole did a great job. I thought the guys the Undisputed Era guys that ran in were killing it. And then you get Johnny celebrating with Candice, celebrating with his family, including a wild Gregory Iron appearance.
Yeah.
Johnny's literally Johnny's best friend. And you could see the look. You could see on the look on Gregory Iron's face that he was just ecstatic, probably crying.
Oh yeah.
And then I see some people have had some mixed feelings on this. Tommaso comes out with the neck brace on. He hugs Johnny.
Yep.
And they embrace together. I don't have a problem with this because I feel like it sounds like it's unfortunately going to be a long time before we see Tommaso again. And
do you think there's a possibility Tommaso's done? I hate to even throw that into the ether.
I don't even want to think about that because I love Tommaso Ciampa so much.
Yeah.
Obviously went to AEW Pro a lot during his era. So I did, get to meet him, have conversations with him. He is so smart about the business and just loves professional wrestling with every fiber of his heart. And I know, did you watch the PC video?
Mm-mm.
Him with his daughter and going through this. There is a man who loves the business of wrestling and his family, and that's what he lives for. I pray to God that Tommaso's not completely done, that we see Tommaso again. And again, I think if that were to happen, I want to think there's a place for Tommaso in the system.
Oh, I think there is. Whether
it's, working at the PC and training working with young guys, because Tommaso is a guy that gets every aspect of professional wrestling. And
yeah.
I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back to Raw or SmackDown and just completely healthy and gets, what I believe he can do. Because he is a person that you are drawn to. When the whole NXT run, I feel like you had to pay attention to everything that he did. So
for sure.
But this was the show of the weekend. Then Sunday, my birthday, Alex.
Your birthday.
Yes, my birthday.
We have not finished the Hall of Fame as of this recording.
No, we've not finished the Hall of Fame. Do we want? We have to.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude. Seriously. And I think you have to be living under. This is one of those things I think you have to be living under a rock if you don't know.
My mom, who hates wrestling, saw a news story about it on WGN and sent me the link.
I had a person who is he knows what wrestling is and he knows I'm a fan. Two people at work today came up and said, "Dude, what the fuck was up with the guy who attacked Bret Hart?"
Yeah.
A fan jumps a railing, runs, basically is able to. It sounds like he was able to get on jump a railing, get on a mad sprint before security realized even what was happening, made it to the ring, and attempted to tackle Bret Hart. They cut the feeds. There's plenty of video on social media if you want from every angle if you want to find this. Immediately, about 20 wrestlers.
First two in the ring were Shane McMahon and Travis Brown.
Travis Brown, a UFC heavyweight fighter, is the first person to get to this guy, and we slowed the video down and counted. You see Travis Brown's arm cock back about 5 times.
Yeah.
Davey Boy Smith Jr., Brett's nephew, is running in there, literally throwing bodies off the pile to try to get at this dude, and if he would have, Davey might have killed him.
Oh god, yeah, fucking David Hart Smith, David Boy Smith Jr., whatever the fuck you want to call him, literally throwing motherfuckers so he could get to...
Yeah, and then, of course, the MVP, they get this guy out of the ring, they're dragging, about 10 people are dragging this dude away. Dash Wilder from the Revival just walks up casually and throws a right uppercut and knocks this fucker out. I said, somebody get Dash Wilder a raise because that brother just is you the real MVP. The New Day showing how great. Also, the New Day, the MVPs of the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yes,
they made a brilliant decision of putting those 3 on the hard cam behind the ring because those guys were into everything. They're all wrestling nerds.
Yeah,
and you can tell that. And they're just so genuinely happy. But they were the first. They jumped right in and knew that the people were on the pile. The first thing that they did. Checked on Brett and Natty. This dude attacked a man that is in his 60s.
Yep.
Has survived cancer.
Yep.
Has survived a stroke.
Yep.
The man literally got his brain kicked out of his damn skull.
By Bill
Goldberg. Okay?
Yep.
It takes somebody that is clearly not of the right frame of mind to even fathom doing this. And there are rumors that this guy, apparently he's had some criminal trouble in the past, obviously has some mental issues, apparently may have had a Twitter account that he was basically tweeting out things like, Vince, you're going to regret not picking me up. This guy's obviously...
Which is weird because he was like an MMA fighter, wasn't he?
A shitty amateur MMA fighter.
From Nebraska.
Yeah. So he probably is married to a sister, too.
Wow!
But...
What the hell?
This dude, you're not even a fan. You're a piece of shit. I'm not even going to call you a wrestling fan. This person is a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
And I really hope that if this goes to trial, I want him to explain why. Apparently he said in his pre-ring hearing, it just felt like the right time. Dude, what the hell? There is never a right time to do something like that. Yeah. Especially not to a fucking legend of the professional wrestling business. And you pick the stupidest time in the world to do it because there's 40 or 50 people within about 10 feet.
Who are all jacked and hero worship this guy.
And, this man's a god to them. And you got your ass beat for doing it. So, good on them. We've watched everything but DX. I actually really enjoyed the flow of the Hall of Fame this year. Keep the Hall of Fame like this. You don't need a presenter for every award. I've actually come around on the legacy wing of the Hall of Fame.
We talked about it. Because I made a great point.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I just said that it seems like most of the legacy wing people are posthumous now, and the idea is that, you know, this is an event. This is an event that you're trying to get people to come to listen to speeches and things like that, and I hate to say it, there are people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that aren't necessarily, I mean, their family members may not be good speakers, their family members not really a draw to a fan, so why not just save the Hall of Fame for the people that connect, save the actual inductions for the people that can accept themselves, and then the legacy wing honors these people without, I don't know.
I mean, are there people that are in the legacy that are already in the legacy wing that I thought should have? Obviously, this year my big one was Brody, and I think Barbara Goodish would have given an amazing speech.
Probably.
But you also have to remember, there are people that are watching the Hall of Fame, fans of the modern product, that they may not even know who Frank Brody was.
Right.
And his contribution was legacy. I did love including the guy who was the head of the USA Network.
Yes.
Sam?
No.
I can't remember his name.
Cohen.
Yeah,
Joe Cohen?
Joe Cohen.
Yep.
The head of the USA Network, the man who was responsible for bringing primetime wrestling, All-American Wrestling to the USA Network during the cable boom in the 80s, got inducted into the Legacy Wing. And they had him stand up, give him a round of applause. Because I don't think most fans are going to want to hear a speech from him. But
Probably
I think
not.
a guy who deserves it. Another guy who I said, is he in the Hall of Fame? If you're gonna induct people like that, you got to put Dick Ebersol in the Legacy Wing.
Oh, for sure.
Dick Ebersol, basically, along with Vince, created Saturday Night's Main Event, and that really, really changed the game. That, if you read Tim Hornbeck's Death of the Territories book, he points to that as one of the final nails in the coffin of the territories. When Vince McMahon gets Saturday Night's Main Event on NBC,
yeah,
because they're on NBC, they're on national TV in a prime slot, subbing in for Saturday Night Live, which at the time it was huge. Even it's still huge, but way more huge than it is now.
I don't know that it's huge anymore, but it's big.
Hey, tell
What?
that to Michael Che and Colin Jost. Tell that to Braun Strowman.
Wow, he wasn't on Saturday Night Live, was he?
Why didn't they have him on Saturday Night Live?
Why did they have Saturday Night Live guys on WrestleMania and not have any wrestlers on Saturday Night Live at all?
But we have not watched DX's yet. I've seen some clips. It looks like it's a pretty good speech. I thought everybody's great. I loved Honky Tonk this year. I think that's the thing now. Somebody's got to sing every year.
Oh, you know what that means?
What?
Next year I'm going in. Dun 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 dun.
The only hall you're going in is the Hall of Shame.
You think I'm a future SCW Hall of Famer?
Do you want me to just glare at you? I know we're on a podcast, but
disrespectful.
I'm not in the SCW Hall of Fame yet.
Well, I said future. I didn't say this year.
I don't know, maybe.
God.
It's still too early to tell on you.
Too early to wow.
But
disrespectful.
For what I saw the Hall of Fame, we really enjoyed it. But then we got to that wonderful, short, tight wrestling show.
What about Joey Janela Spring Break? Oh, we already kind of talked about that.
We were talking about Game Changer. So.
How about fucking Ricky... Oh, I didn't talk about Game Changer. How about Ricky Morton's fucking Canadian Destroyer?
Dude, okay, so
how about fucking naked-ass Sexy Eddie?
Naked Sexy Eddie wrestling, literally naked holding his dick. Ricky Morton doing a fucking Canadian Destroyer. I don't know what the fuck Joey Ryan's penis party was. Jesus Christ.
Did you watch that one yet?
I have not watched that one yet. I've seen clips. I have no clue what the fuck's going on there.
Yeah.
Either way, the thing is, and again, I had a few back and forth with some people on social media this weekend. Wrestling is an art form, people, and art is subjective.
That's right.
The form of art that I like,
is
the next
penises.
the next person might think sucks. I don't know how two men bumping their naked asses together works in professional wrestling, but apparently it's a thing that happens. That's the thing. I thought Sexy Eddie wrestling, literally holding his private parts, was fucking hilarious. And keep in mind, they tell people, as long as that kind of stuff, make sure that you know going in, make sure you're open about the fact that the show is not necessarily kid-friendly.
I don't think a show at fucking...
And obviously, the show is at midnight.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people are bringing their kids to Joey Janela's spring break.
On a show we didn't watch, they literally crucified someone.
Yes, they did.
Fuck. And it sounds like that show was terrible.
Really, yeah.
But I'm not going to mention the name because, reasons. But the whole thing is art is subjective, and if you don't like it,
watch something else.
Watch
There's
something
plenty
else,
of choices.
man. Trust me, WrestleMania weekend, there's plenty of choices. There's too many choices.
Yes.
But I loved. There's so much craziness and so much goofiness. Come on, Maxwell Jacob Friedman getting destroyed at George Cassidy's show. Joey Janela getting destroyed at his own show.
Yeah.
You were asleep.
Yeah. I saw it on the internet.
Basically, essentially, female indie wrestling pulled a nexus on Joey Janela.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Maybe he should have booked them.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have been a sexist.
Yeah.
But I really did that. But no, WrestleMania, that nice, tight 7.5 hour show that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Women's Battle Royal. Dude.
What?
I bit so hard on Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room completely forgot Carmella hadn't been eliminated.
I didn't see it happen.
So, I was literally happy because I thought Sarah Logan, when Carmella comes back in and she ends up winning the Battle Royal. I love the Carmella character, actually, so I was okay with this.
Carmella is one of the best on the roster.
She is she may not be the best wrestler, but she is entertaining.
She has the whole package, though. She's a good enough wrestler for how charismatic she is.
And the thing about her, one of the things I like about Carmella, she knows what her gimmick is. She knows how to work in the lane that they tell her to work in. Mm-hmm. So this match was fun. Everybody, I think, a lot of the females kind of got their, and I think the important thing in a battle royal like that is to give everybody their moment, give them something.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of got that. I will give a shout out to, especially like they did this a lot on the pre-show. I don't think they did this much on the main show.
Yeah.
Having a set of stairs halfway up the ramp.
Yes.
So that the guys can make their entrance, but not necessarily have to make the full ramp entrance during the pre-show.
Yep.
So
they used it a couple times on the main.
Yeah, I think I know they did, but yeah, people getting the half ramp entrance so that they can keep the show moving on the pre-show. I think that really helped. Mm-hmm. Then we had before that we had the cruiserweight title match. That was actually the second match. Mm-hmm. Cruiserweight title match. I really enjoyed this match. Obviously, it's your first matchup, so the crowd was into it. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love Buddy Murphy.
Yeah,
I think he's had amazing matches. I do truly think that the original plan was to tell the story all the way to Mania of Ali, and Ali was probably going to win here.
Yeah,
and then they decided to call Ali to SmackDown because he was way too good. But they put Tony Nese here, and Tony Nese going over was kind of shocking.
Yeah,
but because I'm one of those people that's always said Tony Nese is a good wrestler, but there's something there that's just it doesn't quite pop for me.
Yeah. I see that.
But one of the things that he is a local New York guy. So I think that was part of it. The other thing I'm thinking, as I said, there's going to be an opening. I'm not so sure Buddy Murphy's long for 205 Live.
You don't think so?
I think Buddy's proven his talent, and I think if they had something for him, I think Raw or SmackDown could.
You know what I'm going to say, and I don't think Buddy is this person, but Raw needs some top heels.
It really does, and well, I mean, is Drew the only top heel?
Drew, Lashley, and Corbin are your top 3 heels on Raw.
Yeah, Raw is really low on heels. They need some.
Maybe Bray Wyatt comes back to fill
Bray,
that role.
They need some new blood. They need some fresh blood. Maybe and keep in mind, as I point out, the whole story when Buddy Murphy came to 205 Live was that he legitimately had to cut weight to make weight every week. So this is a guy who can literally pump some protein powder into himself.
Yeah.
And instantly shoot himself right back up to about 250 pounds.
Right.
So, do you ever see the thing on Total Divas?
No.
Buddy Murphy is so muscular and so jacked.
Yeah.
He's what they call a front wiper. He has to reach underneath to wipe.
Oh.
He can't get around his glutes.
Gotcha.
There was a whole thing on Total Divas about this. I saw the clip.
Cool. I don't care about people wiping.
I'm just saying that's how jacked Buddy Murphy is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's that dude could easily shoot himself in like 2 or 3 weeks back up to 250 pounds.
Right.
And I've had people argue with me, well, they fudged the numbers on 205 Live. I've actually talked to people. No, they don't. They make these guys actually be legitimately 205. That was one of the biggest things when they restarted the cruiserweight division, was that everybody had to be a legitimate cruiserweight. So
our buddy, Rashid Ali.
Yeah, Rashid Ali. Cedric Alexander. Was on the Indies at like 240 pounds and had to cut.
Yeah.
So no, these guys, they make these guys stay under 205. And some of them do have to cut weight. But no, I thought this. Like I said, I thought the match was great. I'm interested to see where 205 Live's going. I'm really I'm gonna be watching Tuesday night because I think we might see somebody new. And that person may be a bruiser. Wade. Then we had.
That's barely not a lateral move for Pete, and I think Pete deserves better.
Well, they did bring up Oney Lorcan.
Yeah,
and they put him right into a program. So I hope Oney gets a push because that guy's an awesome wrestler.
He is, but I don't understand why they broke up the team.
Well,
they've still had
him on teaming with Danny Burch on the other shows. So 205 Live has always been kind of fluid. One of the things about 205 Live, it's always been slightly fluid. So it's a possibility that could be. Hawkins and Ryder versus the Revival. I had people tell me today, really? I said, do not besmirch the good name, the Long Island Ice Z, and Kurt Hawkins.
And they're probably going to drop him tonight.
And they may very well drop him tonight, but god damn it. Zach and Kurt are great dudes. I've met both of them a couple times. They're great dudes. Their podcast is fucking hilarious.
Really?
Literally, they do a podcast that's basically focused around wrestling action figures because they are shoot like Kurt and they actually have a show on. If you go to WWE's YouTube channel, look up Zach and Kurt Figure It Out. They do a show for WWE occasionally where they will go into like a collectible store, and Zach will drop thousands of dollars.
Oh, I bet.
Zach has the entire collection of like prototypes, and even they did it on one of the episodes. He bought the wood molding to make the plastic bubbles for the action figures of the Macho King Randy Savage.
Nice.
He has the giant one that they used to paint for what the doll was going to look like. He's got like the prototype, the white one. He literally has every like prototype for that one, the first Macho King action figure. Damn. with the purple tights with Macho King on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had that one.
Yeah, I did too. I think every kid had that one. No, they're great dudes. I'm happy that Kurt Hawkins, the streak is over. He actually won a match. And dude.
I thought they kind of underplayed that.
I do think they underplayed it a little bit, but
as much as they could have.
This was a great moment. They're in New York City. They're both from New York City. They win the tag titles. If they drop them tonight to somebody, if they drop them back to the Revival, if they drop him to if the Undisputed Era shows up and beats them.
Yeah.
They won the tag match at WrestleMania. Can I just say that I've seen people rumor that on Twitter. Please, for the love of God, don't call up the Undisputed Era.
I think they have to.
No!
Why?
Because then they're not on the show we're going to next month.
Oh.
And I want to see Adam Cole, baby!
Yeah.
So please do not call it the Undisputed Era. I'm gonna feel
the other thing is Superstar Shakeup is next week.
I'm gonna feel really bummed out if Undisputed Era gets called up and they're not live. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're gonna see Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream and Johnny Gargano, but
what's obvious about that?
Well, they're the NXT title holders, and Matt Riddle's not calling up. We're not coming up yet, and we're gonna see the War Raiders.
Yeah,
and we're gonna see Shayna Baszler. We know that, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
What?
I don't want to sit here and have to watch a certain tall, goofy-looking Hawaiian shirt-wearing guy.
Keanu Reeves?
Something like that. I got told not to bash him. I got told he's a good guy. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He can't sue me. I said allegedly.
God damn you.
You
said allegedly he's a nice guy.
But the men's battle royal, I see people shitting all over this. I thought it was entertaining.
It was fine. Yeah.
They told the story they wanted to tell. Apparently Mustafa Ali got his face busted open. Mm-hmm. He bounced on his elimination and hit the side of a table with his face. So
yeah.
That probably sucked.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for bad luck at this point, would Mustafa Ali have any luck? Oh, it sounds like.
I hate to say it because I don't think he's gotten nearly to where he deserves to get, but he's probably gotten a lot farther than a lot of people thought he should.
Yeah, thankfully it sounds like it's not going to be too bad. It's just going to be some stitches. I'm assuming he may even be able to be on TV this week. So
yeah,
let's hope so. Because I love Ali. We've stand Ali enough on this fucking podcast.
We have, yes.
Yes. So then we get to the main show. Alexa Bliss comes out looking as only she can look. And then she says she can snap her fingers and create a WrestleMania moment. And we get the sounds of Real American and the immortal Hulk Hogan comes to the stage. He cuts a promo that I was only half listening to. And then basically poses. And then business picks up. Paul Heyman comes walking right through the middle of Alexa and Hogan.
Yeah.
Apparently, there are rumors nobody's smarting Hogan up.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's also
That's
a rumor
funny.
that's come out that this may have been changed at the last minute.
Huh.
Like, last minute meaning like an hour before showtime. I think, and we were having literally a debate as the pre-show was going on about what was going to open up the main card.
Yep.
And everybody was kind of throwing out different things. And I'm like, they could go a lot of different directions. This was the absolute blow away thing to do because
it wasn't on any of our radars.
No, I never in a million years thought this was going to happen. Paul comes to the ring, says if Brock Lesnar can't be on first, can't be on last, he's going to be first, and then he's going to beat Seth Rollins' ass, get on a plane, fly to Vegas, where he will be ultimately welcomed, and calls out Brock. Seth comes out. I didn't get the Seth Rollins entrance I was wanting.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we've done 2 Game of Thrones entrances the last 2 years. I was really hoping we were going to get a full-on Jon Snow entrance.
Yeah. For
the final season of Game of Thrones, but we didn't get it. Okay, but he was wearing the black and gold. He comes to the ring, and obviously they kept this short. They kept it fast-paced. Brock attacks Rollins. Rollins counters. Ref gets not knocked out, but gets distracted. They built up on Monday. Rollins hits him right in the dick. 3 curb stomps. 1, 2, 3. And McCarthy at Del Square Gardens goes nuts. Merrick Brave cries.
He was not at the McCarthy at Del Square Gardens.
No, he was
there. If you haven't,
he was in the front row
Yep.
at MetLife Stadium.
Yes,
as was Crotch.
Yep. Crotch not crying.
Which I'm sure you will hear about on Bruise, Brawls, and Brave next week.
Yeah.
the picture online tells the tale of a Merrick Brave and a full-on ugly cry. Thank you to whichever Black and Brave fan was astute enough to catch that one.
Oh, it was perfect.
They literally got the perfect moment. Obviously, I screamed. I didn't full-on cry.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I still kind of felt, especially as soon as this was the opening match, I said, it's the opener. There's no way Brock's retaining because they got to start the show hot.
Yeah.
So I kind of said, as soon as it was the opener, I'm like, there's no way that Seth Rollins is not winning the title. But obviously still, shout out. I'm happy. I love my friend. It was the best 40th birthday gift anybody could get me.
Well, fuck Rock of Ages, I guess.
Rock of Ages is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the Universal title coming home to
I'll win the Universal title on your 50th birthday. How's that?
Sure. But the Universal title is coming home to Davenport, Iowa.
Where it belongs, the center of the universe.
It's going on the wall.
Yep.
Titletown, USA is Davenport, Iowa. And we rejoice. What was next?
Oh God.
I was still in Euphoria. Here, let me pull up Grapple.
I think it was
God damn, I gotta pull up Grapple.
SmackDown tag. I think it was the SmackDown tag.
Oh, WWE. God, this was yesterday, and I can't. At this point, I'm so happy because obviously Seth Rollins retaining the belt. AJ and Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
Good match.
Very good match.
Good, solid match. I like the fact that there were a couple matches on this show that you didn't necessarily need a lot of build. Two guys don't like each other. They're gonna fight.
Yeah.
The end.
Right.
This was the best Randy Orton match I think I've seen in a long time.
Maybe since 31.
It definitely. This was the best Randy Orton WrestleMania match since the match he had with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And AJ just showing how great of this dude's just one of the best of all time. I really believe that. They did a perfect pace match. I was a little surprised. I was surprised AJ won. I thought they'd have Randy win.
Yeah.
I thought Randy would win. I thought they still may continue this feud.
Sure.
Again, they may have had AJ go over here because again, Superstar Shakeups in 2 weeks. We don't know. Could AJ or Randy be going to Raw? Randy going to Raw as a heel, I think, honestly, is something. You said they need heels. Randy switching over to Raw could help.
Because I don't think Randy's needed on. Well, and the other thing is the Superstar Shakeup going to start setting the pace for
I think it has
October.
You mean August?
October.
Oh, for October. Oh, October.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been discussed too.
When SmackDown becomes the A show.
Does this set the pace for October, or do we do SummerSlam and then conveniently get another Superstar Shakeup? That's always a possibility.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. Up next after that, we did have the SmackDown Tag Team Title match. I loved this match.
It was very fun, yeah.
This was a fun 4-way tag. Everybody got their shine. Ricochet got to show off what he can do. Alistair got to kick people.
And 8 guys who deserve something more than the Battle Royal.
Yeah, these guys deserve a little something more than the Battle Royal, which they got. We got the Cesaro swing spot where he swung multiple people. I didn't count them.
He just swung Ricochet for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Ricochet literally just hung out and be like, cool, swing me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Which was fun. How many times did Sheamus forearm Aleister Black?
Sheamus forearmed everybody.
Yeah, Sheamus was just forearming everybody. This was again a lot of fun. I gave this 3.5 stars. It's 3.34 on the Grapple app, by the way. But no, fun match there. Shane McMahon and The Miz. Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I've been hot and cold on this feud, this story. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
This was the best Miz WrestleMania match.
Yeah, probably.
I think it was. Keep in mind, this is the guy that main evented, but it was not a good match. But no, I thought this was the best Miz match. I think this is one of the best Shane McMahon matches.
Probably going Shane's top 5 matches of his career.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably for Miz, too.
The Shane Vince match, I think, just because the story is obviously his best Mania match. But
yeah.
Or actually, I still love Shane and X-Pac. But no, this match was fun. We got a meme-worthy moment in this match.
Yes.
Thank you, George Mizanin.
Thank you, George.
You're awesome. We'll see you on Ms. and Mrs. You're great. We all love you. And then they fought over to a lighting truss, which our buddy Steve Manners just happened to be standing by.
Yeah.
Along with our good friend George Kittle.
Our good friend George Kittle.
Our close personal friend George Kittle.
Yes.
You gotta say it like that.
Definitely.
We're kind of like George Kittle's our close personal friend. You know, Merrick Brave has Jay Riso.
Yes, Regal. I listen to the other podcasts I'm on. I listen to both podcasts that I'm on, surprisingly.
Well, you're on it.
Yeah.
You listen to this podcast? I don't.
Sometimes.
I do occasionally listen back, but not all the time. Up next was the 4-way women's match. This wasn't bad. It was kind of meh.
Yeah.
They didn't give this match a lot of time, I didn't think. Some of these matches were really short.
Yeah.
But I obviously the Iconics winning was a complete shock to me. I had them. Well, I guess they were the second choice. I really thought Bayley and Sasha should retain because I thought they'd go across brands. But I obviously Peyton and Billy.
Yeah.
They were so happy at the end of this match, and you saw so many moments where people. I don't think it was corporate speak. I think obviously we'll never really know. There's got to be no better feeling in the world than being on WrestleMania, and then when you win a title on WrestleMania, and Billy and Peyton are two legitimate friends. They came up together in the business, and basically to have this crowning moment for them, I'm sure that was real emotion. So
also interesting, something I didn't know. Peyton Royce, the first graduate of the Storm Wrestling Academy to win a championship in WWE.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Not counting NXT, I don't think.
Did you see Billy posted the ticket stub from the last WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium that she went to?
No.
I did. She went as a fan. So, I mean, obviously, the stuff like that's cool. Peyton Royce, if you're listening to this...
Peyton Royce isn't fucking listening to this.
If she does, if Peyton Royce listens to this podcast, I would like to marry you if that is humanly possible.
God damn it. Keep going.
Next match.
If any woman is listening to this podcast, Regal would like to marry you if humanly possible.
That's casting a really wide net.
No, it's not. Only 5 people listen to this show.
And none of them are women.
Men, if you're listening to this show, Timothy Regal is possibly opening to considering marrying you.
Man. But anyway, the only women that are listening to this show is Mark Storm or Chris Angle's poor wife if they're stuck in the car.
Yeah, I hope they're not letting their kids listen to this show.
Angle might let his kids listen to the show. We don't know.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. Angle listens to the show while he's working, so probably not.
Yes, probably. They both do.
Yeah.
I know Mark has told me multiple times that if he's picking his kids up from school, he turns it off before they get in the car. Because
you never know what Regal's going to say. That's inappropriate.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, you want to compare my show to the other podcast you're on?
Hey, I'm clean. I am squeaky fucking clean.
Anyway, moving on.
Other people on that podcast.
Moving on. Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, the match of the night. Alex, what did you remember? You just said you didn't rate it.
I didn't do Grapple.
I put this at 4.25. I'm actually on a little bit on the low end. Grapple has this at 4.41, so 4.5.
Wow.
I went a quarter star. I went a little bit lower.
Yeah.
This Daniel Bryan is, and if you'd have told me at WrestleMania 30
that in 5 years,
5 years later, after retiring and unretiring, coming back. Even last year at WrestleMania. Oh, by the way, the guy that's making a comeback that everybody loves, about 9 months from now, he's going to turn heel, and he's going to become the biggest bastard in the WWE.
Yeah.
I just said you were nuts.
Right.
Daniel's such a great performer. He's managed to get this over, and get it over in a way that didn't get it over that made it cool and made the people babyface on him. The people legitimately hate his guts.
Right.
And
I'd cut him if he was in the room right now.
And then I wouldn't go that far. I love Daniel. Even though he'd call me fickle.
You are fickle.
But I eat meat, so we don't have, me and Daniel don't have some stuff. Me and Daniel have a lot of
the rumors that Regal is a vegetarian are false.
Yes. But I loved the character work in this, and dude, find me two guys that played their roles better than Xavier Woods and Big E.
I don't think they were playing roles. I think that was real for them.
These guys were emoting. I mean, you felt their emotion with everything. This match, I mean, and you can say what you want. You can sit there and dissect the angle. This happened organically, I think, is the biggest deal.
Yeah.
And the WWE maybe paint themselves into a corner a little bit here. Maybe you can say that. But, and no matter how long he holds it, the important thing is, Kofi Kingston became WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't supposed to go down that way. Just like Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. It's something that happened.
Now.
And it created a moment. I was okay. Then Kofi brought his kids.
Yep.
And Kofi's son holding the title belt above his head. I started to lose it. That's genuine. It's great emotion. This is again, to quote John Oliver, pro wrestling is better than anything you like. And this show, despite being 7.5 hours long, absolutely delivered on that.
I just want to side tangent for a minute, if I may.
Go ahead.
When the Shield debuted, you looked at them and you said 3 future world champions. When the New Day debuted, first you said, "Oh, what is this shit?" And then you said, "I kind of like it." At no point did I look at New Day and say 3 future world champions.
No.
But after last night, I can look at New Day and say, I think Big E. I've always thought Big E could do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Xavier could do it.
I think Xavier can go a lot of different ways, and they're all going to be great.
I think all 3 of them could be world champions.
Xavier could become a world champion. Xavier could become the next Bobby the Brain Heenan. Either way, it's going to be awesome to watch. That guy's so goddamn smart.
Do you think he's
got a PhD.
Do you think he's too small to be the world champion?
That may be. He might be the one guy in that team that's too small. Big E, I have often said I don't know how this guy hasn't gotten a main event push yet. But
Does it have something to do with them wanting to stay together and the company wanting to split them apart?
Maybe. And now of course you get are they going to break them up?
How could they?
And again, WWE's not going to listen to this, but I'm going to pretend like they do. WWE, don't break these guys up. You're going to sell a ton of fucking merch.
Yeah.
How many of those goddamn It's a New Champ Yes It Is t-shirts have they probably already sold?
Buy yours yet?
I've not bought mine yet. I will be. I might as well wait because it's going to take a month for me to get it. It took me a month to get the Bootio shirt when it came out. That's how popular their merch is.
Yeah.
Because it goes on back order. Those shirts will go on back order. It might be 2 months before I would get one. The construct of this, and I don't really want to bring it into it.
Why?
But I'm going to say, can we just have 3 guys who are legitimate friends that one of them wins the world title and the other 2 support him? Hell, you know what I would do?
What?
Have Xavier and Big E win the tag belts. Give them all the belts.
Yeah.
And then give them a run with it for 3 or 4 months. You will sell so much fucking goddamn merch money.
Yeah. I mean, they're already 5-time former tag team champions.
But you can make, if all 3 of them had titles, god damn it, you can literally just crank out the fucking shirts and crank out the toy belts and the action figures and everything else and make millions of dollars. So
I'm just going to say it. 2K 2020, can we get New Day on the cover?
I think you should. I absolutely think you should. Do we maybe go back to the old school and have a bunch of people on the cover for 2K? Because I think New Day deserves it. I think Daniel deserves it. I think Seth deserves it. I think
Seth's already been on a cover.
I think Becky Lynch absolutely deserves it.
Oh yeah.
I think, or hey, here's an idea for 2K.
Do multiple covers.
That, or can we do the Madden gimmick?
What's that?
Fan vote.
Oh yeah.
A bracket. Have guys face off with each other. Let's let the fans decide who's on the cover.
Sure.
Do the fans want Becky Lynch? They want the New Day. Or make 4 or 5 different covers. They've done that with NBA 2K, which which literally is 2K. You can do a whole bunch of stuff, but either way, just do it. And
don't break these guys up.
Don't break these guys up. Absolutely freaking not. Moving on.
Moving a little faster.
Yeah, because I could talk forever about how much I loved the match, how much I love New Day, the whole angle. And I will say one more thing. We've talked about this on the show once again. I've never been more proud in my life to be wrong.
Yeah.
I tweeted out when they picked Kofi Kingston to put him in the Elimination Chamber to place Ali. I said, Kofi Kingston. I literally tweeted out, Kofi Kingston. Really? Question mark, question mark, question mark. 24 hours later, after watching the Gauntlet match, I quote tweeted it and I said, well, that didn't age well. I actually tried to find it last night. It's too far down my timeline. I wasn't going all the way back. But I've never in my life been more happy to make a bad decision than I was at this moment.
Yeah.
Up next, and we can just really quickly say this: Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio. Rey's hurt.
Yeah.
I hope not bad. Rey's obviously hurt.
I'm sorry. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to go long on this one, but our good friend of the podcast, Nicholas Allhelm, was tweeting back and forth with me this morning. He thinks after this, and maybe after the injury, he thinks Rey's destined to move to 205. What do you think about that?
Here's the thing: if you move Rey to 205, that could move the needle. And I always said something to move the needle on 205 Live. Rey can move the needle.
I mean, you figure they can get around having him work every week.
Also, he can work a lighter schedule, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he found the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
But it's a serious injury.
There was a point in 2008 or 2009, the last couple of years he was there, I was like, oh my God, get this guy off my TV.
I thought his career was over.
I did too, and he's been great since he's been back.
He literally is the poster boy for stem cell research.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, do you think that was his last singles match at WrestleMania?
I hope not. I really, really hope not. It's possible. Then we got to, at this point in the show, this match came up, and I'm like, holy shit, I almost forgot this match was on the show, which is pretty bad. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. This match was decent. I've seen people saying, well, they piped down the cheers. I don't think they did.
Oh, there's people. Somebody tweeted 70% of the crowd was booing Roman.
Which, if they were, that's New York City being New York City.
Okay, hold on. You can't even call it a WrestleMania. Like, okay, hold on. Mini tangent. A WrestleMania crowd, and I made this tangent last year. A WrestleMania crowd. What percentage of that crowd do you think was from New York City?
You're still going to draw a good percentage from the host city.
I'm going to guess less than 30%.
But either way, that's smart marks. But this match was fine.
Yeah.
At this point, we're getting a little tired. I thought the match was good.
Did we talk about Cena and Elias yet?
When was that?
I don't remember.
We'll pretend it was here. So Elias comes out. Well, first, before he comes out, we get this video of Elias playing the drums and then playing the piano. And then we get to the ring where Elias is sitting there. And on the video screen, Elias is playing music with Elias and Elias. So he is his own band.
He's playing with himself.
Well, Again, you're burying the lead. Then, of course, he's playing his song, and he gets interrupted by a video talking about the Yankees and Babe Ruth. And the video starts, I'm like, where is this going?
I was trying to think of who it could be.
And then
I kept thinking probably Cena.
And then, yeah, I mean, I think it's probably Cena, but why the Babe Ruth thing? And then the moment of WrestleMania,
I never expected.
Alex, what did I lose my mind for more? Seth Rollins winning the world title or this moment?
I think this moment.
Honestly, it may have been this moment because I never thought I'd see it again. Thugonomics appears on the screen, the music kicks in, and the doctor is in. John Cena comes out, Yankees jersey, big-ass hoop chain necklace, backwards hat, pump sneakers. It's the doctor of Thugonomics. And he comes to the ring and he cuts the rap like he did in 2004 and 2003. And he says, well, you're not, something to the effect of, I'm out of here because there's no AA. And then says, but you're about to get the FU. And hits Elias with a microphone.
Five-knuckle shuffle.
Pumps the sneakers. FU. Old school style. And the doctor leaves. Dude, this was a nostalgia. We always talk about the nostalgia moments.
Yeah.
That's a nostalgia moment I never thought we'd get.
Right. I did not expect it.
Dude, if John Cena can do this for a few months even, I would be ecstatic. Literally, and there was a meme that got posted on Facebook of it where it said, kid at MetLife Stadium looks at Dad. Dad, what's wrong with John Cena? Dad, tears in his eyes. The doctor is back, son. The doctor is back. And I listened to John and Way this morning.
Yeah.
They literally said the biggest pop in the audience was coming from guys that were in their late 20s and early 30s who that was the guy when they were teenagers. I was a little bit older, but that's the John Cena that the entire world fell in love with.
Right.
And then WWE transitioned it into the corporate, hustle, loyalty, respect John Cena that we all come to know now. But seeing the doctor, the original gimmick of that made John Cena become John Cena, that was an amazing, amazing, amazing moment.
Amazing.
I screamed.
Yeah.
And your wife goes, Regal, are you okay? And literally, I just, with probably voice cracking, just went, I'm so happy! But yeah, it was awesome. Then, I think that actually was the moment, because next was next was Triple H and Batista.
Yeah.
Triple H Batista, I loved the ring entrances.
Yeah.
I loved the Hollywood, and you love the Hollywood Batista gimmick anyway. The SUVs pulling on with the security guys, and Batista gets out of the SUV, slams the door, comes down there. He's got a new movie to promote, so we do have to avenge the Fallen as he got in the ring. Batista trips getting into the ring, unfortunately.
God damn it.
God damn it, Dave. And then we get...
it's Saturday night in Muscatine. Regal's going to get in the ring.
I am?
Yeah.
Shit.
You better practice.
I better.
Yeah, Regal said here, you shouldn't come back to wrestling without practicing getting in the ring. It's like, I'd like to see you get in the fucking ring, Regal.
Triple H comes out with the Mad Max ring entrance. The best reaction was on Twitter was Marcus Crane when he said, "Oh shit," and I thought people ripped me off now. Because Marcus's whole aesthetic essentially is a Mad Max type character.
Okay.
So this match was fine. It was your Triple H walk and brawl. They pulled out Batista's nose ring. They did a bunch of hardcore stuff. I don't know if Triple H was talking to Nick Gage at some point in the weekend. Maybe he might have been.
Yeah.
And then of course, out from the crowd comes, woo!
when you're living.
Rick.
Regal.
It's great to see you.
I am getting sick and tired of your little friend, the guy who counts 3, John G, saying that I sound like Scott Hall. I do not sound like Scott Hall. I sound like the limousine riding, Learjet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Woo!
Rick, it was great to see you give Batista the comeuppance.
You know, you don't get to beat me up on my 70th birthday and get away with it.
Hey, Rick.
What's up?
Did you know I had a birthday yesterday?
No, I didn't. Ask me if I care.
Do you care, Rick?
No.
Alright. You got anything else to say?
I'm gonna need to talk to you in a minute.
Alright. Rick's going to get a Gatorade.
Woo! Blue ice! Rick
Anyway,
really likes that blue ice Gatorade.
He
Regal.
does, man.
I'm glad you got the right kind.
He
this time.
does.
It's gonna
It
save,
has electrolytes. It's important for him.
He's electrolytes. He's saving getting chopped.
So then we got to Kurt Angle's retirement match with Baron Corbin. You know, last night, I kind of shook my head.
You know, I'm gonna throw this out there, Regal, and I know how you feel about the manager of Applebee's, Baron Corbin.
He looks like the fucking manager of fucking Applebee's. Also, what the fuck is up with that Hall of Fame outfit? Tell me where you bought that hat so I never make the mistake of shopping there, Baron.
Anyways, no, I'm fine. I can't imagine that wasn't what Kurt wanted.
Maybe it was. Maybe he likes Baron. Maybe he said, hey, let me put over somebody that you guys have plans for. I don't see the thing with Baron Corbin, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Again,
I have a feeling that Kurt pretty much could call his shot for Mania.
Subjective,
or at least present a couple of options, and then they pick the one that fit best.
Subjective art. Maybe they didn't.
I think Baron Corbin does have a plus side. I haven't seen it in a while, but on Talking Smack, even in NXT, like when he do the pre-taped like sit down interviews, I don't think he's good in front of a crowd talking, and I don't think he's good in like sketches and stuff. But if you can put him in like a sit down interview or in like a Talking Smack scenario, he's got a pretty damn good character.
I actually thought the Constable stuff wasn't bad, and he understood the character.
Yeah.
So the guy,
he's got potential.
I don't think he's good in the ring. That's the biggest problem.
Well,
in the ring he just kind of bores me. He's a lot like Matt Taven. The whole thing is, a lot of people wanted Kurt to have something bigger and better, and I think we're gonna get something tonight, a la what they gave Rick, where you're gonna have basically a ceremony for Kurt.
Think?
I would think so. You're gonna have to have him come out and address. Well, he did it last night, so maybe not. Maybe that was it. Maybe Kurt rides off into the sunset. But he went out, and if nothing else, he went out on his back.
Yeah.
He followed the traditions of the business. He loves the business, obviously.
20-year career.
Yeah, and an amazing career.
Yep.
And the man won an Olympic gold medal with a broken frickin' neck.
It's true.
It's true.
Damn true.
And I feel like I could do an entire podcast talking about Kurt Angle, so I'll just say
maybe
this.
Next week.
I love Kurt Angle. Thank you for 20 years. Thank you for putting your body through hell. We love you, and enjoy going to the beach or whatever you're gonna do. He does look pretty good in Hawaiian shirts with a tan and a hat, so he just might go live on the beach now. Maybe. Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor.
Are you supposed to record with Gary in like 20 minutes?
Yeah, maybe a little late. This match was. I think this match really got put in a dead spot.
Yeah.
It was after 11 p.m. at this point.
Yeah.
we got the Demon entrance, and the match went quick. Lashley threw the move, one of the moves of the night with that amazing through the rope spear.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the spot of the night, which, Jesus Christ, if you told me the spot of the night would be fucking
Bobby Lashley.
And
yeah. Finn's selling it like he got hit with a shotgun and just flying.
Right. Well, yeah.
But this match was quick. We got the Demon. When Finn's the what is it? John G says +5 to all stats.
Yeah.
And Finn gets the win, becomes the Intercontinental Champion. I think they're still they're maybe looking at this feud. But I also again, you said, do you move? I think you might. Do you move Finn? I could. Who is the U.S. Champ's Joe? Could you swap the Intercontinental and U.S. title?
You could, yeah. Again,
Raw needs heels. Samoa Joe. There's another one.
Yeah, there is fucking one of the best heels on the roster.
Then we got to the main event. Obviously, Charlotte comes in on a helicopter. Rick, that's your cue.
Woo! Ashley. Talk about Ashley. The greatest performance in the history of a WrestleMania main event. The greatest WrestleMania main event in nearly 28 years. 27.
She came in on a helicopter.
She did.
You did that.
I did.
So she was paying tribute to you.
She was. That's why she calls me daddy. Anyways. Yeah. So now this is the part where you tell me Ashley wasn't really in the main event, right?
No.
What?
She was.
She was?
Yeah. She was in the main event.
Are you kidding me?
Then Ronda came out with Joan Jett playing her music.
Yeah.
Joan Jett looks amazing.
She's barely aged.
For being a 60-plus-year-old woman. And she can still rock.
Absolutely.
This was one of the better live performances we've had in Mania history, honestly. And then Becky comes out. I like the fact that they gave Becky no special entrance.
Why would you?
No, Becky literally just walked to the ring, and I'm like, that's how you need to do Becky at this point. Just have her walk to the ring, get in the ring, beat people's ass. This match was good. I feel like they may have had to shave some time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at this point, it was about 11:30. What time did the show get over? Was it about 11:37? I think I read somewhere this morning. Alex, check on that.
Something like that. I'm not looking. Where's that other kid?
That's why I was yelling at him. He's in the kitchen.
Oh. Hey, give me a piece of cake.
Oh, you want some cake, Rick?
Yeah.
Cake.
I didn't get to have cake on my birthday because I was in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
They had cake for you.
They did?
Yeah, I thought somebody was gonna get put in it, but
it wasn't me.
Batista showed up.
Yeah, he really messed that up, didn't he?
But you gave Triple H a sledgehammer and he hit him with it. So
I did. All right.
I think you're all fair. Did you see Batista retired today?
Yeah, I did.
He's got movies to make. So
yeah.
You tired, Rick?
I am tired. I'm the greatest world heavyweight champion of all time.
Well,
my daughter was in the main event last night.
You just flew from New York.
And now I'm in fucking Davenport, Iowa. What the hell am I doing here?
Hey, Rick.
What?
Keep in mind, you got to come back May 31st.
For what?
SCW Pro.
For Davenport?
Molar Nights. Well, we're going to be in Moline.
East Moline?
East Moline.
It's Moline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moline. But if you want to call it Moline, Rick, I don't think anybody will care.
Are you saying I'm stupid?
No, I think...
You saying I don't know how to pronounce it?
Rick, I'm saying you can do whatever you want.
You don't think I can...
Ah! God damn it! Rick! Stop! Stop! Rick! Ow! God!
Regal.
Me and Rick were having a nice conversation, and he starts chopping me, dude. I don't know. I told him he could do whatever he wanted. I told him he could call Moline whatever he wanted. He's Ric fucking Flair. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Alex, is he gone?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because I gotta say this. I thought this match was a little sloppy. I think they had to shave time.
Quite possibly, yeah, I could see that.
There's also rumors, again, unconfirmed rumors, that the finish may have been botched. Which it may have been. It looks like Ronda got her shoulders up. I don't think this may not have supposed to have been the 3-count point of the match. Either way, Becky won. So we had all three of the babyfaces that the fans wanted to win, which I said they weren't going to do, and they did it.
That's what fucked me on predictions.
I didn't think for once in 30 years, Vince said, "God damn it, just give them what they want."
Who was it? Ryan Satin is like, in December, the McMahon said they were going to give us what they want. It only took them 5 months to give us what we wanted.
I literally have this image of Vince be like, the morning WrestleMania going, "God damn it, for once, I'll actually just say fuck it and give them what they want." But like I said, and we'll close it up because we're running long and we're running late. WrestleMania weekend was great. There was great wrestling for 4 straight days. I watched way too much of it. 5 straight days. I watched way too much of it. WrestleMania itself, the show's too long for where you put it. Start the goddamn show at 1:00. That's all I'm gonna say. Otherwise, this was probably the best WrestleMania since, was it 31 in San Francisco?
Yeah.
This is the best WrestleMania since 31.
That was a great one.
That was a great one. And
I can only tell you 2 matches on it, but it was a great one.
The ladder match and Seth Rollins winning the world title.
Rollins winning the world title. I was gonna say Triple H and Sting.
Yeah.
And then Orton and Rollins.
It also that Intercontinental ladder match was really good too.
Is that the one Ryder won?
That was the one that Bryan won.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And like Bryan, Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
That was a great WrestleMania.
But
whoa.
It was great. Guys, don't forget, and we're gonna get out of here quick. Don't forget, join us in Muscatine. Muscatine Meltdown coming up this Saturday. Be there. Come see the Superstars of SCW. Come down to Muscatine. It's only about a 30-minute drive. And support some great wrestling. We will see you
at the Boxing Club.
At the Boxing Club. Check out at SCW Pro on Twitter. I do not have the exact address myself right now. I should have done that. I'm sorry. The show's going long. It was a really long weekend.
He's got to go record the show he actually likes recording.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Can you at least Skype me in when you guys talk about Enzo and Cass? I would have liked to talk about that.
We can actually do that. Do you want to do the show with us?
Not the whole show.
Okay. We'll Skype you at some point. Either way, we can do that. Totally okay. But
thank you for giving me permission to be on the podcast network that I pay for.
So, after you get done listening to this show, go listen to Puro Regal. We're going to talk about we're going to go in depth on the G1 Supercard with New Japan and Ring of Honor. And trust me, folks, myself, Gary was there live. We've both got a lot to say. There's going to be some definite tea spilled on that show. It's not going to be.
You know what that means? Tea spilled?
Yeah.
It's like drama or rumors.
Yeah.
Like
there's some drama and rumors to talk about.
Oh.
But it's going to be an interesting show.
Damn it, Regal's using phrases like "spill the tea." I feel so old.
I learned that one from various friends that we have.
Oh.
But that's how the kids. I'm trying to be hip to the kids, dude.
For all the kids that listen to old white straight men on podcasts.
Do any kids listen to this show?
I hope not.
I hope not. But anyway, folks, we'll see you next week. I got to get out of here.
Next week we're going to try to shoot for only like a 45-minute episode, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk something quick.
All right, bye.